Hi! Hi everyone, my name is Sydney and today we're coming from a different part of my room. I don't think you've seen this backdrop before. So I'm normally filming my reviews seated there in front of my window, but I recently bought a ring light. I'm looking pretty bright because of that. So thank you Kmart, thank you Uncle. Thank you. So today we're going to be talking about a series that I absolutely loved. I started reading the first book this morning and it is currently 9 p.m. and I have finished the 4th volume. I could not recommend this series enough. My heart is just melting. Honestly, if you have not picked it up yet, you need to. So, you've probably gathered from the title what we're going to be talking about and fangirling over. We're going to be talking about the Heartstopper series by Alice Oseman. So, what is this story about? We start off in a high school setting and we have our two main characters, Nick and Charlie. So Charlie has already come out as being gay, but Nick has not. He is in this place of being a bit confused about his sexuality because he's starting to grow a crush for Charlie. This is where the first volume starts. It starts off really light, but as this romance unfolds, it gets even more and more mature. The LGBT, queer, race representation in here, talking about mental health, the power of friendships, family, your support network. There is just so much in this series as a whole. I think everyone can relate to in different ways. So I don't want to spoil those of you who haven't read the 4 novels that are out. You have to read it if you haven't. It's honestly so true to its title of grabbing your heart and pausing it for a moment. You're literally on the edge of your seat wanting to know what's going to happen. Alice does so in a way where she adds a bit of humor and the jokes are actually funny. She makes you feel the love, you feel mushy inside, you feel sympathetic towards these characters and what they're going through. I feel so grateful to have read this kind of story, but also to know that there is a story like this out there for those who need it the most. I wish we had books like this when we were young. It really gives me so much hope towards all the generations to come. There is more acceptance in communities and just in general our society. We need more acceptance, and I really believe we're on our way there, having more novels like this come out. So I know Alice is probably never going to watch this video, but I just want to throw out a huge thank you to her and other authors like her, because this is powerful stuff that needs to be on our shelves. So if all that doesn't make you want to read these books, I don't know what will make you. In this review, we're going to be talking about all 4 books, so there will be spoilers. Go read them, come back, and then we can talk. So here we go in 3, 2, 1. Let's start with the first volume. We meet Charlie, we meet Nick, and the two characters are so different in terms of acceptance of their own sexuality. Nick doesn't know how to feel, he's a jock, he's an athlete. The thing I love about these books is they're so real, but I really love how Nick ended up feeling into his emotions and listening to himself, trying to understand himself. It enabled him to blossom. He found out he was bisexual, and it was just such a beautiful introduction to what this series is going to be. So with that, let's move on to the second volume. So this is a super small detail, but this is something I really love. The 2 different types of shoes that these 2 boys wear, the Converse and Vans. These 2 characters have a similarity, but they're such different people. So what I really like about this book was you get to see their relationship blossoming. I think Alice paced it in the most beautiful way, that nothing felt too rushed. It all felt real. I was relating it so much to my relationship, you know, with all the jokes mentioned, the fact that Nick loves Marvel movies, and I don't know how you can't love these characters. They're beautiful and the messages from each of them are wonderful. I also really love that you get a bit of a bird's eye view of their friendship groups, how you can see that Nick's friends are super toxic, and then you have Charlie's friends who are a lot more accepting. Let's move on to the third volume. This was my favorite of the four. I really loved this book because it's set in France. And it just made me go right back in time to when I was in uni studying a subject in France. It was just so relatable in so many different ways. I really loved it. Being able to be at these famous tourist attractions. I remembered how I felt when I was there and reading these characters falling in love with different things there, the jokes about the Mona Lisa looking so small, all these things. I felt that same way. You can't help but feel so connected to their emotions because their emotions are so true to what mine were. You also have their relationship progressing even more. Both Nick and Charlie are on their journey of coming out to their family, having to deal with what coming out even is. It's a step, it's a process. Alice brings the attention to the reality of what coming out is, that it is like a time bomb, and these characters are really feeling it. Charlie ends up telling his best friend last about the relationship. I love how they said I love you to each other as well. The fact that Charlie said it to Nick while he was in the shower was bloody hilarious. Also, I was very lucky that I've been reading this series on my computer and I've been reading a few of the mini comics and they're so good. I don't know if you guys have read some of them, but I loved the Harry Potter one. They're so good. You have to check them out if you haven't already. I really loved the third book as well because it becomes mature real quick. You have the mention of eating disorders, mental health issues. You don't expect it to go into this direction. I think the way Alice touches on these topics, she does it in a way that's soft. Yes, the topics at hand are uncomfortable to read about, but they're real things that happen to people. She addresses them in a way that's perfectly paced. It's just so interesting to see how it plays out. Behind closed doors, there are a few things that can come with fear of accepting your truth. And I think the fact that Alice has brought this in again is so powerful because we then move into the fourth book where Charlie admits that there's something wrong with him. He goes to the doctor, he goes to a psych ward, and he tries to deal with it to help himself. The importance of having a support network, it's there, and Alice addresses that beautifully. I really love Nick's mother. She is a bloody great character. I think she's one of my favorites in this series. She has a line in this that is my favorite line of this entire series. She says, "Love can't cure a mental illness. Within a relationship, it can feel like there's this codependency to help the other, that you always have to be the one to help them. But that isn't the case. You can do so much. Family can help, friends can help, a therapist can help." I really love that Alice addresses this. It's so interesting how she's taken this story in that direction. It's making me look at this series as a whole as life-changing, and I'm excited for whoever in the future gets to pick up this series for the first time and feels seen whilst reading it. If you haven't read these books yet, go, go, go. What you doing here? I can't wait for the fifth and final book. I really wonder what's going to happen. Where are we going to be on the timeline? Are we going to see their future, like a wedding or something? Or is Alice going to break our hearts? Is she literally going to stop our hearts and break them up? Oh my god, what is going to happen? She better not do that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I really want to hear your thoughts on these books. Did you love them as much as I did? How did you feel about the characters? Who was your favorite character? Tell me, I want to know. So I'll see you guys super soon. I hope you're all having a beautiful week, and yeah, as usual, bye.